know how can we know if we're listening to the truth is the focus of the gospel will always be Christ and Him crucified.
Right.
Christ and Him crucified. Christ and Him crucified. That means the death, the resurrection, the ascension of Jesus.
Right.
That is the gospel.
Right.
So if you're busy with the doctrine that puts the focus on the destruction of the temple in 70 AD, or you're busy with the doctrine that says all of Scripture in the New Testament is all pointing to the destruction of the temple in 70 AD, that ain't pointing to Christ and Him crucified.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's not.
Right.
The purpose of the Scripture is to bring us into a fellowship with the Father and to set us free from a life defined by the flesh and to raise us up into a life defined by the Spirit.
Mm.
That's the purpose of Scripture.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, focusing on the destruction of the temple in 70 AD does not tell me how I'm dead to a life that's defined by the flesh.
No.
It does not.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't fill my heart with
Right.
the fact that I have an overcoming life dwelling inside of me that is incorruptible and can never die. It doesn't fill my heart with that.
Yeah.
So it can't bring forth the life of the Spirit, and it can't save me from the fruit of the flesh.
Right.
Hearing that the total of prophecy in all the New Testament letters is talking about the destruction of the temple in 70 AD is powerless to save me from the fruit of the flesh, and it's powerless to bring forth the fruit of the Spirit in my life.
Mm.
So if I'm busy with the doctrine that's putting the focus on that, I'm not busy with Christ and Him crucified.
Right. You are not.
And there's no shame for any of us if we find ourselves in that place. I can't help but speak passionately about it because I know what it's like to suffer under the hands of a false doctrine and to be led away and to be confused. I've been there. And so I speak from love for people.
Right.
And so I'm not against people who are teaching that. I'm for those people.
Right.
Because they're busy with something that can't bring forth life.
Mm-hmm.
And it distracts. What Simon said, I love what Simon said. You know you're hearing grace when it gets more and more pinpointed on a thing.
Right.
We want so many different things to be focused on. No. The totality of the Bible is about how God set us free from life through the strength of the flesh, and He's raised us up unto life through His Spirit. By His doing.
Yep.
By His doing. That's the totality of it.
Yep.
So anything that isn't setting the magnifying glass on that ain't the gospel.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not.
And you never tire, you're never bored of it. People, I've said it before, but people say, you know, what are we going to be doing when we pass from this life into the next? And if we're focused on, we're not going to be focused on healing. We're not going to be, when we get to eternity and we die and, you know, we go, we're not going to be focused on healing, on ministry, on anything. It's all going to be about this fellowship. And it's all going to be about relationship. And that's what the whole focus is about. I mean, you know, that's it.
Mm.
Yeah.
So it's, yeah.